everyone, this is Epic Treasures Part 5 featuring Junkyard Dog, which we'll talk about if you're not familiar who that is, and the KOs. KOs as in knockoffs. The first KO coming from the year 1989 from Imperial Toys based off of the MicroMasters Transformers toy line, Fireflight. The original toy of Fireflight, he's actually blue, but this knockoff is red. He did not appear in the original G1 Transformers. He did appear in the Japanese television series, which only lasted one episode, called Transformers Zone, which only aired in Japan. But now if you wanted to look it up, it is on YouTube. In the show or the comics, he likes to take the easy way around on everything. A lot of his peers thinks he's just a plain coward, but he's more of an opportunist. He waits for the perfect time to strike, and when he does perform, he performs really well. And there has been times where they brought him in as the leader of his team, Airstrike Patrol. A little bit about this toy, not much to say. I got him in a package of a couple other knockoff MicroMaster Transformers, which the original MicroMaster Transformers, they would have came in a pack of 4 small Transformers. They're the smallest Transformers that you can ever buy. They're even smaller than the cassette tapes they had in Generation 1. Of the many different Autobots and Decepticons that would transform and go into cassette players. But these guys are the smallest. You can, back in the day, you could get them 4 in a package. So this one is a knockoff. Like I said, he's red instead of blue. And he transforms into a gray plane. Overall, he's in good shape. He is very loose. His limbs are very loose. And so his legs. So if I tried to stand him up, he would fall over. I have to have him leaning over on somebody or sit down somewhere. If you notice that he's missing the cockpit of the airplane, which I have right here. It's broken off, so it comes off really easily. See? Voila. The names of those other 4 Transformers are Stormcloud, Whisperer, and Tailwind. If you're looking for just him on eBay, which is hard to find, first of all, there's not a lot of people searching for the knockoff, but the actual knockoff, I only could find one price, and it was going for $19.10 US. So to transform this little guy, he's pretty simple. So first of all, you want to move his arms down. That. Flip him over. Move his feet up. And in like that. And he's pretty much in plane mode right now. We just need to put his cockpit in, which we have right here. If it was already not broken, it would be like this, and you just flip up.
New Transformers are here. MicroMaster Transformers.
Our new commandos can go where no other Transformers can go. What are they? MicroMasters. Why don't we have them?
Now Autobots and Decepticons have MicroMasters.
MicroMasters, they're smaller and faster Transformer commandos that go where nobody else goes. MicroMaster Transformers. They've got the power to surprise.
New MicroMasters in patrols of 4. Collect them all.
Transformers.
Next KO comes from also Imperial Toys and also from the same toy line as the previous one I just mentioned, the MicroMasters of the Transformers toy line from 1989. He's also in the same box set as the previous toy from the Airstrike Patrol based off of Tailwind. A little bit about Tailwind, and yes, he is part of the Airstrike Patrol, And he's also was on the Japanese animated series of Zone, which only aired one episode. A little bit about this toy. I actually have two of these guys. Same color, same knockoff. He's somewhere on the shelf. He fell behind a bunch of other Transformers, and it's just I don't want to move them off just yet, because yeah, I might knock everything over. But anyway, I have two of these, and then also somewhere in the house that I'm going through, there's another guy, not Tailwind. There's two they made in Transformers and other toy lines. They'll make a couple different versions of them from the actual toy line, but then just give them different personalities, right? Or the same mold but different character, right? You can see that different times in Transformers, Beast Wars, you name it. On the girl toy line like Barbie and My Little Pony, they use the same mold a lot, right? So that's what they did here, because and somewhere in the house I have another character called Hotspot, and he's a white plane who comes with a small little base. When I find him, I will share him with you. But this guy here, like, he's the same mold as Tailwind or Hotspot from that toy line, the MicroMasters Transformers. But he's purple and green instead of red and white, or instead of blue, I believe. And yeah. So he's in pretty good shape. He's a little stiff, but he's all there. He's not missing anything.
And here in the palm of Optimus Prime's hand are MicroMaster battle stations that connect to form micro cities.
MicroMaster Transformers, the most incredible micros of all. They're not just small.
MicroMaster Transformers, collect them all.
So I was trying to look up the price for him on eBay, where people are selling just this character. I couldn't find the exact character. So unfortunately, I have no idea. But if you've seen him, this version of him, not the original from Hasbro, please let me know. I would love to know. Now, to transform him, it's pretty simple. He is a little bit stiff, but basically turn him around. The cockpit is right here. So you just want to flip that up, like that. And then his wings are right here. You just want to flip them out. And then do the same for this one as well. Flip them over, you're almost there. And you just need to move the legs, fold them like this, and then move them up. So, voila. He's kind of, I forget the name of the type of plane that lands on the water, but he's that type of plane. He can land on water and he also can fly. So he's pretty agile for a plane. The next two KOs that I found, I'm not really sure which toy line they're from, because there's been a couple different knockoff companies that made very similar knockoffs, and they're not actually a knockoff off of like any Transformer, maybe GoBot, I'm not sure, but it was either released in 1985 or 1992 from Moto-Robot or Transfo-Robot, and known as the all-terrain Trekker, yellow and orange. Yeah, they don't really have any real names, really. I think I bought them at Giant Tiger, or back in the day there used to be a store called Byway. Byway would be similar to like Dollarama or the dollar store. This is back before there was such a thing as dollar stores. So these two toys, I couldn't find any bios on them, so I don't know what their story is, but if you did, please let me know in the comments below. And when I was trying to find them on eBay, I couldn't find them at all for anybody that was selling them. So if you know, let me know. A little bit about the orange all-terrain Trekker. It's in pretty good shape, I would say. Has all the stickers. He's not broken at all, and he transforms. I guess there's a couple different spots here where it might be peeling a little bit, but overall, for his age and being a knockoff, he's still in pretty good shape. To transform him, first thing you do is push his head down, you rotate his arms, which his arms are already rotated. I didn't notice that. But then you just rotate the arm like that, and do the same on this side. Rotate the arm. After rotating it, flip him over, and you'll see the shovel here. You just want to move it up like that, and then you can move the arms in like that, and then like that. Voila, he's in vehicle mode. Now, one thing I wanted to show you, the bottom two wheels here, there's a red box. You can actually take it out if you wanted to. I'm just gonna leave it in there though. Now the white all-terrain Trekker, he transforms exactly the same as the orange one. He's not in as good of shape as the orange one. If we flip him around, you can see the bumper. Part of it is broken off. This arm is also broken off. I just kept it on there for display purposes. And yeah, he transforms exactly the same. Besides that, the stickers are kind of damaged. The stickers are still on there, but overall, for the time and being a knockoff, I mean, minus the part that he's broken and he's missing, it came with lights, which I don't have anymore. But yeah, he's cool. And now for the main event, coming from the World Wrestling Federation, as they were known back then, or known as the WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, Junkyard Dog. This Junkyard Dog was released in 1984 by the toy line LGN, like I said before, for the World Wrestling Federation. Junkyard Dog, or Sylvester Ritter, was a famous wrestler in the 1980s, hence why it came out in 1984 in the WWF or WWE, and became part of their Hall of Fame in the year 2004. He's commonly known when he enters the wrestling ring. He normally wears like a collar and then actual chain, as like a Junkyard Dog would wear, hence the name Junkyard Dog. And his main entrance music when he comes down the ramp into the ring was actually done by the band Queen with the song called Another One Bites the Dust and Another One Bites the Dust.
His opponent from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 284 pounds, the Junkyard Dog!
How many more times am I gonna have to listen to Another One Bites the Dust? You're gonna bite the dust!
In a lot of venues, he would actually, because of how good of a wrestler he was, he would bring in packed out stadiums, including the Louisiana Superdome. And he was also famous in pro wrestling in the 80s to be one of the first black wrestlers to be very successful. And he kind of paved the way for future black wrestlers as well. In the 1980s, the WWE or WWF author Brian Shields commented that Junkyard Dog was the most charismatic and most electrifying wrestler of that time. Junkyard Dog was also known for his upper body strength and his famous headbutts in the ring. Also, he was known to have huge upper body strength to body slam multiple different wrestlers, including One Man Gang, Kamala, and King Kong Bundy. A little bit about the toy. Like I said previously, he would have came just like this, but with a leash around his head and a chain, which you can either get it in a gray version or a red version, because he was Junkyard Dogs in real life, and you know, having a Junkyard Dog, typically they would have a leash with a collar, right? And so this toy they have, he's really flexible. Like the whole toy line, they were all really flexible. You know, and back in the day, they had like a wrestling ring, and you could collect all the famous wrestlers back then. And you could perform body slams. His arms can move back and forth. So if you had another wrestler, he could put his hands around them and then do a body slam in the toy ring that you could have got back then. I didn't have the toy ring. I remember one of my brother's friends who lived across the street. He had like almost every wrestler back then, and he had the WWF wrestling ring. And so it was fun for a lot of kids. You know, they can come together, bring their wrestler toys, and like, I'm gonna beat you, yeah. Right. Now has been in better shape. If I flip him around, you can see his paint is rubbing off on his shoes, his wrestling boots, on his wrestling pants. You can see his butt. Don't look at it. Yeah, I'm just joking. And the different parts of his wrestling gear. But you can tell that they painted them black and then painted where they want to put the wrestling pants and boots, right? But besides that, he's good shape. I mean, minus the holes. But yeah, he's my only wrestler in my collection. When looking on eBay, the cheapest I could find him was just under $5 US, and just pretty much in similar condition as this guy. And I also found him brand new in the package. You could buy him on eBay for the high price of $975 US.
You've got the wrestling superstars. Now you can let the bouts begin with the new wrestling ring. You can pit Junkyard Dog against Greg the Hammer Valentine. Let loose Brutus Beefcake against George the Animal Steel. It's just like a real thing. You could even let Roddy Piper fly into the ring with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Or unleash them all in a bone-crushing triple tag team bout. The wrestling superstars. And now the new wrestling ring.
Well, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you for staying for the main event of Junkyard Dog. Just remember to keep saying your prayers and eating your vitamins. And sorry, that's a Hulk Hogan slogan. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, okay, enough with the wrestling. And I can't wait for you to see my next video. And that's just Prime.